stars are made during just about every deep tournament run, and in retrospect, many of them are obvious. If someone had told you beforehand that Villanova was going to win the 2016 tournament, it would not have been a stretch to guess Ryan Arcidiacono might have been the tourney's most outstanding player. Ditto Joe Barry too with North Carolina last season, or Tyus Jones for Duke 3 years ago, or Shabazz Napier for Connecticut the year before that. But if a team is going to make a deep run and eke out matches unforgivingly small margins, it will often need star turns, sometimes for a game, sometimes for a moment, from its supporting cast. Arcidiacono isn't mop if Phil Booth doesn't score a career-high 20 points off the bench. Neither is Barry if Luke May doesn't hit the shot of his life in the Elite Eight, nor Jones if then-afterthought Grayson Allen doesn't explode off the bench in the championship game, nor Napier if freshman reserve Amita Brima doesn't send the Huskies' first-round game to overtime with an N1 putback. With that in mind, this week we present a different sort of March Madness cheat sheet, SI's Darkhorse dozen, 12 relatively less heralded players on contending teams who could make themselves known in pivotal moments come tourney time. Mamadi Diakite, Virginia. The 6 feet 9 inches sophomore has not been the shot-blocking presence he was last season. His block rate is down from a massive 12.1% to a solid 4.3%, but he has become an efficient source of offense of late, making 20 of 29 field goals since the start of February. He could be on the verge of a breakout. Marcus Bolden, Duke. Though the Blue Devils are not exactly short on offensive talent, their backup big is not typically chief among them. But Bolden has been remarkably efficient in ACC play since returning from a 3-week knee injury, making 76.0% of his field goals for an eye-catching 139.1 offensive rating in 14.2 minutes per game. Should Marvin Bagley III and/or Wendell Carter be limited, Bolden could provide an offensive jolt in reserve. Phil Booth, Villanova. 2 years after that breakout title game, Booth is still something of a role player. He's fourth among Wildcats in points per game, who is capable of making a leading man scoring impact. He recently missed 7 games with a broken right shooting hand, and is in a 3-game shooting slump, but should Booth regain his usual form, he can be a dangerous complementary weapon, as on Jan. 10, when he scored 21 points on 11 shots versus Xavier, or the 20 points on 14 shots he contributed against Gonzaga in December. Sterling Manley, North Carolina. You may best know him from the clip Louisville forward Dwayne Sutton's dismaying reaction to Manley checking back into a game last month, which made the social media rounds. The 6 feet 11 inches freshman plays just 10.5 minutes per game, but his 15.7% offensive rebounding rate would rank 6th nationally if he saw enough time to qualify. Matt McQuaid, Michigan State A spot-up specialist who averages 1.33 points per such possession, which ranks in the 97th percentile nationally. McQuaid can lurk on the wings and make teams pay when their focus is elsewhere. He averages just 6.2 points but can make them count. See last week's buzzer beater to bounce Wisconsin from the Big Ten tourney. Tyreek Jones, Xavier A starter until a mid-January shoulder injury. Jones is now on the shorter end of the Musketeers' 3-man rotation at the 5, but was averaging 9.4 points and 5.7 rebounds through the end of December. If things rotate his way in March, he's capable of making that kind of impact. P.J. Thompson, Purdue. The 5 feet 10 inches senior guard has started every game, but uses just 11.8% of the Boilermakers' possessions while on the floor, second lowest on the entire team. Yet should a team day emphasize defending him to contain Purdue's other weapons, Thompson can make them pay. He shoots 43.8% from 3 and, as Vincent Edwards told me last month, PJ's always on time. Whenever we need a big shot, he's there. Mitch Lightfoot, Kansas. Udoka Azubuike has emerged as a force for the thin inside Jayhawks, but should he get into foul trouble, Lightfoot could be put on the spot to hold down the post for pivotal stretches. On a team that so seldom relies on its bench, Lightfoot is the one most likely to press into important action. Kane Broome, Cincinnati. If the defensive-minded Bearcats are going to make a run, their offense will need to step up, and Broome, a 6-foot transfer from Sacred Heart, is one of the most likely candidates to help it do so. He's a 42.9% three-point shooter and trending in the right direction. 4 of his 12 double-figure scoring games have come in the last 15 days. Kyle Alexander.